Have you ever woken up and for a split second felt like everything around you was a lie? What if I told you you might still be dreaming right now? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, we're going to unravel a story so shocking that it could change the way you see your entire life forever. Don't blink, don't skip, because once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. Imagine for a moment, you are born in a dark, endless cave. From the moment you take your first breath, you are chained by your arms and legs, unable to move, forced to stare at the blank wall in front of you. Behind you, there's a roaring fire, and between you and the fire, people walk past holding up objects, statues, puppets, shapes. These objects cast moving shadows on the wall you're facing. And because you have never turned around, because you have never seen the real source, you believe, with all your heart, that the shadows are the only reality there is. The voices you hear, they're just echoes bouncing off the wall. The figures you see, just flickering shadows, and yet to you, they are the entire universe. Now imagine, one day someone somehow breaks free. They turn around. For the first time, they see the fire. They see the objects creating the shadow. Their entire mind splits open with terror and confusion. Nothing is what they thought it was. Every truth they ever held evaporates. And if they somehow crawl out of the cave, if they make it all the way to the surface and stand under the blinding pure sunlight, they will be overwhelmed. They will see the real world. Color, depth, mountains, rivers, the sky itself. A truth so vast, so complex, it makes the cave seem like a child's drawing. But here's the twist. If that freed prisoner tries to return to the cave to rescue the others, to tell them what he has seen, they won't believe him. They'll laugh at him, call him crazy, maybe even kill him for daring to question the only world they've ever known. Now pause, breathe, ask yourself, are you still in the cave? Because when Plato shared this story thousands of years ago, he wasn't just talking about some far-off myth. He was talking about us, about today, about you and me. We stare at glowing screens, at tiny moving images all day and all night. We worship influencers, celebrities, politicians, shadows on a wall. We scroll endlessly, double-tap likes, chase trends, argue over pixels. But how often do we turn around? How often do we question the fire behind us, the one casting these illusions? Every piece of news we consume, every truth we are fed, every label we accept without thinking. Is it real, or is it a carefully crafted shadow designed to keep us looking only at the wall, to keep us chained without even realizing it? What if the life you're living isn't the full story at all, but just a thin, pale reflection of what's possible? What if beyond the images, beyond the daily routines, beyond the mindless scrolling, there's a whole reality you've never touched? And the most frightening part, most people are comfortable in the cave. The shadows are familiar. The wall is safe. Freedom, real freedom, terrifies them, because to be free, you first have to admit you were a prisoner. To be truly awake, you first have to realize you've been asleep, and not everyone is willing to pay that price. But here's the thing, if even one part of you feels that hunger to see more, to break the chains, to turn your head away from the screen, then you're already different, you're already halfway out. The truth is waiting, the sunlight is real. But it's up to you to crawl out, step by painful step. No one can do it for you. Now think carefully. In your daily life, in the stories you tell yourself, in the beliefs you fiercely defend, are you looking at reality, or just the flickering shadows on the wall? And if you had the chance to escape the cave, would you be brave enough to leave everything you think you know behind? Because the story of the cave isn't just philosophy, it's a mirror, a warning, a challenge, and maybe, just maybe, it's the first clue that reality itself isn't as solid, as certain as we've been taught to believe. And this is just the beginning. Close your eyes for a second and imagine waking up in your bed. The room looks normal. You stretch, check your phone, maybe even walk to the kitchen and start making coffee. Everything feels real. The sunlight pouring through the window, the floor beneath your feet, the smell of the morning. But then something strange happens. Maybe the clock on the wall melts. Maybe a knock on the door sounds more like a scream. And then it hits you. You're dreaming. You wake up. Or at least you think you do. You open your eyes back in your bed again, heart pounding, but this time the walls are a slightly different color. The air feels too thick, and slowly a chilling realization creeps into your bones. You're still inside a dream. It's called a false awakening, a phenomenon where your mind traps you inside layers of dreams, each one more convincing than the last. You can wake up 5, 10, even 20 times, thinking you've returned to the real world, only to find yourself stuck deeper inside the illusion. And the scariest part, each layer feels just as real as waking life. You could live out entire days, weeks, even years inside a dream, never knowing it was all just a whisper inside your mind. Now ask yourself, if your brain can so easily create a world so vivid, so believable, that you can't even tell the difference, what does that say about the world you're in right now? How do you know, with absolute certainty, that this isn't another dream, another layer you haven't yet woken from? There's a story about a man who once dreamed he was a butterfly. In the dream, he fluttered through gardens, danced on the wind, and tasted the sweetness of flowers. It was pure freedom, but when he woke up, lying in his human bed, he was haunted by one terrifying thought. What if he wasn't a man who dreamed he was a butterfly, but a butterfly now dreaming that he was a man? Reality slips like sand through our fingers the moment we try to grip it too tightly. The walls we trust, the people we love, the ambitions we chase, are they truly solid, or just patterns in a larger dream we've agreed to call life? What if the boundaries between sleeping and waking are much thinner than we dare to believe? Science tells us that our brains are master illusionists. Every sight, sound, touch, taste, even your own sense of identity, is stitched together from electrical signals. Your eyes don't see reality, they see filtered light. Your ears don't hear reality, they hear compressed vibrations. Your brain doesn't live in the world, it lives inside a dark, silent skull, creating a movie based on tiny scraps of information, and you are the watcher of that movie. So what happens if the projector starts to glitch? What happens if you start questioning the movie itself? Maybe that feeling of déjà vu, that eerie sense you've lived this moment before, isn't just a brain hiccup. Maybe it's a memory bleeding through from a different dream. Maybe when you forget things, it's not memory loss. It's because your mind is moving between realities, dropping pieces along the way. And what about when time seems to speed up or slow down? An hour in a dream can feel like a lifetime. A single moment in waking life can stretch into an eternity when you're in danger or falling in love. Time bends, warps, twists itself into knots. If time isn't fixed, if space isn't fixed, what part of your experience can you actually trust? Some traditions say that enlightenment is nothing more than waking up, not from sleep, but from the dream of the world itself. They whisper that the sages, the mystics, the ones we call awake, are simply those who realized that the prison walls were made of mist, and that the key to freedom was always hidden inside their own mind. But the path to waking up is not easy. It demands courage. It demands courage. It demands sacrifice. Because to wake from a dream, you must first be willing to lose the comfortable illusions you've clung to your entire life. You must be willing to question everything, even yourself. Maybe right now you're dreaming. Maybe the person you think you are is just a character you created inside a larger story you forgot you were telling. Maybe, just maybe, the world you're so certain is real, is nothing more than a fragile dream waiting to be shattered. And the question that haunts every dreamer is simple. If you woke up, would you even recognize it if everything you touch, see, and feel can be doubted? If dreams can seem real, if illusions can trap you, then a far more unsettling question starts to creep in. What if none of this is even natural? What if reality itself is just a highly sophisticated simulation? Think about it. You've played video games, right? Beautiful, vast worlds, oceans that move, characters that talk, cities that pulse with life. Now imagine a civilization millions of years more advanced than ours. Imagine the kind of technology they could create. If our primitive minds can build entire digital worlds where characters live, move, and even think to a degree, what could a super-intelligent civilization do? Could they build a simulation so perfect that the beings inside it would never know? Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford, proposed that either civilizations destroy themselves before reaching such technology, or, if they survive, they would almost certainly create countless simulations of reality, virtual worlds stacked upon virtual worlds. In a universe so vast, it becomes overwhelmingly likely that we are not living in the original physical world, but inside one of those many simulations. And if that's true, then you are not flesh and blood. You are code, patterns of information, electrical impulses running through a cosmic computer you can't even comprehend. Crazy? Maybe. But think about the clues hidden in plain sight. The universe behaves according to strict mathematical laws, almost like code. At the tiniest level, the quantum world, particles flicker into existence only when observed, almost like a rendering engine, only generating what the player looks at. Does that sound random to you? Or does it sound programmed? Even Elon Musk once said, "The odds that we are living in base reality is 1 in billions." And if people like Musk, Bostrom, and some of the greatest minds alive are entertaining the possibility, can we really just laugh it off? The idea is simple and terrifying. Imagine if you woke up one morning and realized that everything you ever cared about, your victories, your heartbreaks, your struggles, your dreams, were just lines of code written by someone else. Every thought you think, every step you take, part of a script, a pattern, a program. But here's the catch. Even if this is a simulation, it doesn't make your experience any less real. When you suffer, when you laugh, when you love, those feelings are real to you. Reality, after all, isn't about the material. It's about perception. If your mind believes it's real, isn't that enough? Still, the bigger question gnaws at the edge of your mind. If this is a simulation, then who or what built it? Are we the characters in someone else's game? Are we the players? Or are we the architects who simply forgot our own power? Some ancient spiritual traditions spoke of life as a dream within a dream. Some claimed that the material world is Maya, an illusion, not the ultimate truth. They said that to awaken, you must first see through the veils that trap the ordinary mind. Isn't it strange how ancient wisdom whispers the same doubts that modern science now shouts? If life is a simulation, then the rules you think are unbreakable might just be soft code, changeable, hackable. What if belief itself shapes the simulation? What if imagination is the cheat code? What if every time you dared to dream bigger, to rebel against what you were told was possible, you were hacking your own reality? Maybe that's why some people seem unstoppable, as if they bend the world around them, while others feel trapped in loops they can never escape. Maybe it's not luck. Maybe it's awareness. If the world is code and you are the player, the real prison is forgetting you have any power at all. So ask yourself right now, are you living like a programmed character, blindly following the script? Or are you starting to see the glitches in the system, the cracks in the illusion? Because if you are, then maybe, just maybe, you are closer to waking up than you realize. Imagine waking up one day and discovering that your memories don't match reality anymore. You remember something so vividly, so clearly, so deeply, but the world around you insists it never happened. You're sure you saw it, lived it, felt it, yet everyone else tells you you're wrong. That's the Mandela effect, a strange, haunting phenomenon where large groups of people remember events, facts, or details differently than the reality recorded around them. It's not one or two confused people, it's thousands, even millions, remembering the same wrong thing. Take the name itself. So many people around the world distinctly remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison during the 1980s. Televised funerals, emotional news reports, national mourning. They swear it happened. Yet history tells us Mandela lived until 2013, becoming South Africa's president and a global symbol of peace. How can so many people, across different countries, cultures, and backgrounds, all share the same false memory? And it doesn't stop there. Some remember the children's book series as the Berenstain Bears, with an E, but now it's the Berenstain Bears, with an A. Others swear they remember the Monopoly man wearing a monocle, yet the official artwork shows no monocle at all. People recall Looney Tunes, not Looney Tunes. Curious George having a tail. Pikachu having a black tip on his tail. All wrong according to the current reality. So what's happening? Are our memories simply flawed? Are these just collective misrememberings? Or is there something far stranger at play? What if these glitches are echoes of alternate realities? What if there are countless versions of reality stacked on top of each other, and sometimes we slip between them without even knowing? A misstep through invisible cracks, a subtle glitch in the code. And our memories, the traces of where we once were, are the only clues left behind. It's easy to dismiss memory as unreliable. Scientists tell us that the mind edits and reshapes memories over time. But how do you explain identical false memories shared by millions? Why do so many people remember entire scenes, products, even historical events that apparently never existed? Maybe the simulation theory we talked about earlier isn't just theory. Maybe the system isn't perfect. Maybe, just maybe, there are glitches, small errors, little fractures in the fabric of what we call real. Or maybe reality itself is fluid. Maybe it's not a single fixed timeline, but a river branching into countless streams. And sometimes we find ourselves washed onto a different shore, still carrying memories from where we came. It's unsettling, isn't it? The idea that your memories, the most personal, intimate parts of you, might not line up with the world you're standing in. It shakes the foundation of who you think you are. Because if your past can shift, if your reality can change without warning, then what can you ever truly trust after everything we've explored? The illusions of the cave, the layered dreams, the glitching simulations, the broken memories, a darker thought might start to haunt you. Maybe the universe is broken. Maybe it's flawed. Maybe it's falling apart. But what if that's not the real twist? What if the final truth is this? Reality isn't broken. You are the creator. Not just a character wandering through someone else's dream, not just a player stuck inside someone else's simulation, not just a victim of glitches and forgotten timelines. No, you are, and always have been, the architect, the designer, the dreamer who forgot they were dreaming. Think about it. Every piece of reality you experience is filtered through you. Your eyes don't just see the world, they interpret it. Your mind doesn't just record events, it shapes them. Two people can stand in the same moment and experience it completely differently. One sees disaster, the other sees opportunity. One feels fear, the other feels freedom. Which one is living in the real world? Both? Neither? Maybe the truth isn't out there, waiting to be found. Maybe the truth is something you create moment by moment, choice by choice, thought by thought. Maybe you are not some powerless figure trapped in a cosmic machine. Maybe you are the machine and the dream and the dreamer, all at once. When you feel stuck, when the world feels cold, chaotic, meaningless, it's easy to believe you are powerless. But what if that feeling itself is the illusion? What if you have always had the power to shift your reality, not by fighting the outside world, but by awakening the creator inside? We are taught to look outward for answers, for proof, for validation, but the final awakening is realizing that the outside world is only a mirror, a reflection of your own consciousness projected outward, shaped by your beliefs, your fears, your desire. If you believe you are small, powerless, a victim of fate, the mirror will show you a world that crushes you. If you believe you are curious, powerful, limitless, the mirror will reflect a world of endless possibility. And when you start to shift within, even slightly, the world outside begins to bend, shift, transform right along with you. It's not magic, it's not fantasy, it's the hidden law woven into the fabric of reality itself. You are the creator pretending to be the created. Look around. Everything you now take for granted, the cities, the stories, the inventions, the breakthroughs, all began first inside someone's mind. Imagination first, reality second. So what are you imagining right now? What are you believing into existence without even realizing it? Maybe the final prison is not the world. Maybe it's the tiny, fragile story you've been telling yourself about who you are. Maybe the real glitch isn't out there. It's the moment you forgot your power, the moment you decided you were small. But now, the door is open, the dream is trembling, the code is flickering, and you, right here, right now, are standing on the edge of something vast and breathtaking. You are not here to find meaning. You are here to create it. You are not here to survive reality. You are here to design it. You are not here to wake up in someone else's dream. You are here to wake up inside your own. The shadows on the cave wall, the endless dreams, the simulation codes, the broken memories, they were all clues. Clues left by you for you. Reminders that reality is not some fixed thing you must endure. It is clay in your hands. It is light in your mind. It is breath and fire and possibility waiting for you to shape it. And the final twist, the truth that changes everything, is simple and terrifying and beautiful. You are not trapped inside reality. Reality is trapped inside you.